Teddy Atlas is picking Canelo Alvarez to defeat Daniel Jacobs when they face each other in May. Stay tuned. Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Now, Teddy Atlas on his podcast, he recently talked Canelo versus Daniel Jacobs, a great middleweight unification that the world has been waiting for. This is what Atlas had to say. Daniel Jacobs is a top-level middleweight. Yes, he'll put up a great battle, but to what point? Atlas goes on to say, in the end, Canelo will get the opportunity to hurt him to the body or to the head. It'll come down to how the chin of Jacobs can hold up against the pressure and the power of Canelo. I've talked about the body work. He showed good body work in the Golovkin fight. Atlas says, will the boxing skills of Daniel Jacobs show where he doesn't allow Canelo to touch his chin? Canelo will probably find a way with his pressure and body work. One way of taking away the defensive abilities of Jacobs is to go to the body. Canelo has that ability to go to the body, to get Daniel Jacobs to stand there more, to punch with him, and to stop the head movement. Canelo will likely get his way to find a way to win the fight. But I think it's a competitive fight. I think Daniel Jacobs, he's one of the top guys at middleweight. You know. He said it's about time Canelo earned some of the money that was given to him by DAZN. They gave him something like $300 million, and the first one came against a guy in Rocky Fielding that put his earmuffs on and stood there and let him hit him with a left hook to the liver. That's about $30 million per minute. That's a little overpaid. I think they needed to put on a legitimate challenge in front of Canelo, and they came up with Daniel Jacobs. Now, I agree totally with what he said about the Rocky Fielding fight. You know, it was a farce. We knew the outcome, people. Let's not pretend that we didn't know the outcome. But, you know, I wasn't tripping. He was coming off the two Canelo Golovkin fights. So it is what it is. But moving on, this is a great fight. Daniel Jacobs and Canelo. You know, I don't know who's going to win the fight. I'm still thinking about it. I got to, you know, this is the type of fight you kind of have to watch, or at least me. I have to watch tape. You know, I got to study because this is a real good fight on paper. Now, I don't really agree with some of the points that Teddy Atlas is saying about Jacobs. Like, he's making it like Jacobs is this defensive guy who doesn't try to engage and, you know, go to the body. Like, yeah, Canelo's a hell of a combination puncher, but Jacobs has power. Even though he hasn't got stoppages in his last couple of fights, he dropped all of them. Well, let's see. He didn't drop Triple G, we know that, but he dropped Selesky. He hurt Luis Cuba Arias. I don't really remember if he dropped him. And then he dropped Sergey Derevyanchenko. You know what I'm saying? So, first of all, to go to the body is a risk. You know, Canelo has fast hands, slow feet. So he's going to have to get in a position against a taller man in Daniel Jacobs and go to the body. Now, I will give Canelo this. He can scrap, and he's been fighting his whole life. He looks very calm in there, and he looks very composed. So, you know, even though he's going in against a taller guy, he's been there before, and he's very composed with letting his hands go, and he knows the punches he wants to pull from and select. So I give that to Canelo, but still, it's still a taller, athletic guy, and you can't compare the likes of a Rocky Fielding to Daniel Jacobs in any way. You know, from Jacobs' amateur pedigree, fighting like Demetrius Andrade and guys like that as an amateur, to what he's done as a pro, the Quillins, Dimitri Perot, a Golovkin fight that I thought he won. You know, there's no comparison to who Rocky Fielding was. Rocky Fielding got iced in one round by Caleb Smith, who is still really developing. Caleb Smith doesn't have this crazy resume. He looks the part, but again, we haven't seen him against Gilberto Ramirez or, you know, any of the top guys. that have been at 160. You know, the Andre Wards when he was there at 168, etc. But anyway, back to this fight, Canelo Jacobs. You know, I hear what Atlas is saying. I don't know that I fully agree, because going to the body, you have to execute, and Jacobs is the taller man, so I don't know. He's making it sound like it's going to be easy for Canelo in that regard, and like, oh, he'll just hurt him to the body. But I'm curious, because Jacobs can mix it in. He can brawl, he can box, he can get on his toes, and he's the taller, bigger middleweight. He's making it sound like Canelo's this nefarious pressure fighter, and he's really not. You know, he's like, oh yeah, can Jacobs' chin hold up against the pressure of Canelo? Canelo put pressure on Golovkin. Kudos, you know, to that. But the way Golovkin fights and Jacobs, we're talking two different things. And the other thing is, Canelo, he did well in the second fight, but he did get pegged a little bit in the 9th, 10th round and shit versus Golovkin in the rematch. So another thing is, I think is a good fight, is because Canelo's stamina, we don't really know if that's how improved that is against big puncher, bigger guy. You know, it's not as easy as people think to be the Mike Tyson fighting guys that are way bigger, leaning on you and still coming out with a knockout, you know. So Canelo can, this is just an interesting fight, you know. This is not a fight prediction video. I don't know who I'm picking once again. So please don't leave me any dumb comments like, oh yeah, you always pick the black guy, you know, all this stupid shit. I don't even know who I'm picking here. But bottom line, what I am saying is this is a great fight, you know. And I do give both guys a shot, Canelo and Jacobs. You know, I'm really going to study tape. But at the end of the day, they're both top middleweights, unification. We should really hear no, it's not on pay-per-view. There's really no complaints there. I mean, I don't see what you can complain about. But anyway, with Atlas's breakdown, he's making it sound like some of these things are easy. I have questions like Canelo's stamina, Canelo with the bigger guy, not just a bigger guy who's going to sit there and get his ass whooped like Rocky Fielding, not just a bigger guy who's slow as hell like Golovkin, with power but slow and not what you would call athletic, a bigger guy who can get on his toes, you know, and box, you know, at range, a guy who can fight on the inside. You know, it's just a good fight. Canelo definitely got a shot. He's a monster in there with them combinations, vicious body shots, you know, maybe he chops down the tree in Jacobs. We got to see. May 4th, I'm all in. Let me know what you guys think of Teddy Atlas's breakdown and my assessments. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.